What's up guys, my name's Jason, I'm here in Hawaii, and today I'm gonna hopefully help you learn one of the most fun and basic tricks of skateboarding, and that's gonna be the kickflip. So if you're watching this video, I'm sure you already know what a kickflip is. It's basically you flip your board like that by kicking it. And this trick, yes, it is super difficult to learn. It will take you a while. It took me a long time. It takes every skater a long time. But once you learn it, and you can learn it, it's one of the best feeling tricks. It's one of the most rewarding feelings ever. Honestly, the day I landed my first kickflip, I consider that one of the best days of my entire life. I will always remember that moment. And you're gonna be using this trick for the rest of your life, especially learning all your other flip tricks. The kickflip is the basic building block, and from there, it's gonna help you learn all the other flip tricks pretty much. Even with grinds and slides, when you get better with that later, you're gonna be able to use the kickflip to flip into them, flip out of them, do all sorts of things, manipulate your board however you want. It's just gonna be a good time once you learn the kickflip. But let's just focus on the kickflip first, I guess. When I was learning to do tricks like kickflips growing up, I didn't really have trick tips on YouTube. I would watch skate videos, DVDs on my DVD player, and I would slow-mo them, and I would go frame by frame and just study what their feet did. Then I would run outside to my driveway and I would try to emulate that. And that's also a good strategy. So I'm gonna try and help you with tips on how to get your board to flip, how to land the kickflip, what you might be doing wrong. But honestly, it will just help to watch a bunch of kickflips. Just watch a bunch of footage of people doing it, study what they're doing, watch their feet, and it'll help you learn it. All right, so the first thing we're gonna talk about is what you kind of need to know already to be able to kickflip. Like I said, it's one of the first tricks you're gonna learn, but that doesn't mean you can just hop into it your first time on a skateboard. First, you're gonna have to be comfortable on a board, you know, pushing, rolling around. I'm sure you are already if you're trying to tackle the kickflip. And of course, you're gonna have to be able to ollie pretty well. I would say you should be pretty comfortable with your ollies, be able to do them around every try, and that's what you should be able to do. So let me show you basically how you go from an ollie into a kickflip. So for an ollie, basically, you know how it works. You pop your tail, you slide your foot up, that levels out the board, and then you just land back on it. For a kickflip, you're gonna be doing things a little bit differently. Instead of just sliding your foot up like an ollie, you're gonna actually kick outward. There's gonna be this little sweet section of the board. Anywhere from the bolts area, this little diagonal near the tip of the nose, that's gonna be your kickflip zone. That's gonna be the area that you wanna kick and cause your board to flip. So where exactly you kick is gonna be different for everyone. Some people kick lower and they flip their board, they kick a little down. Some people kick out and near the tip of the board, and everyone just does it differently. So just try different things, mess around with it. That's the best advice that I could give you. So I don't know if you noticed, but on my grip tape, I draw a bunch of weird symbols. They kind of represent the PlayStation controller when you're playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. X is ollie, that's where you pop. Circle is grab, where you grab. None of that's important. What you wanna look at here is my square. On the PlayStation controller, square is the button you hit to flip your board. So I always put that there because this is about where I kick my board in order to flip it. So this is something I've never really seen anybody else do, is draw something where you want to kick it as a little indicator of, hey, kick this, your board will flip. So I don't know if you want to mess up your grip tape, but that's something to try. Maybe just put a little mark there, a little symbol, even a little dot, and it'll act as kind of a visual cue and kind of show you where to kick your board. So if you watch right here, I'm gonna do a kickflip for you. You can see I'm gonna slide my foot up and I'm gonna kick right around that square, and that's gonna cause it to flip, hopefully. Not the best kickflip, but that's a kickflip. All right, so next we're gonna talk about foot positioning, where you wanna put your feet so you can flip your board. So in order to show you guys where to put your feet, I took off my shoes and I'm gonna put them on my board, and then you're gonna look at it, and then that's gonna help, hopefully. So the back foot is gonna go exactly where you ollie, just on the tail. So since you're pretty comfortable with ollies at this point, seriously put it exactly where you wanna ollie. A problem I see people do is they do a little bit of a shove it and almost varial flip their board. So you wanna make sure when you're popping, it's not scooping it like a pop shove it. You want it straight on the tail, So when you pop, your board just goes straight up. All right, time for the front foot. This is gonna be the flicker. So when you're doing an ollie, your front foot is pretty much pointed straight, and when you're leveling it out, you're gonna be kind of turning your foot and scraping it up like that and stopping on the nose. For a kickflip, you're not gonna be stopping it there. You're gonna actually wanna tilt your foot at a diagonal. I mean, again, try things out. Everybody kickflips differently. Everyone has different foot positionings. But for most people, you're gonna wanna angle your foot a bit, kind of point it diagonally, and that's gonna help you kick the board because you're not just scraping your foot and leveling it out. You're gonna be moving it for a little kick with your toes. So try angling your foot like this, putting it around where you ollie, just angled, usually behind the bolts, but again, try different positionings. Some of my friends have learned it with their front foot over the bolts, and then I have other friends that put their feet all the way back here, close together, almost touching, and somehow that helps them flip the board. Mess around and see which one kind of helps you flip the board best, and then just go with whatever feels right. Now I'm gonna put my shoes back on because the ground is very hot. All right, so when you're learning to kickflip, one of the hardest things to learn is actually getting your board to flip. So just remember that path of your front foot. You're gonna start angled and kick the nose. Just practice that motion. Angled foot, kick the nose. Angled foot, kick that side of the nose. And just practice that, even just what I'm doing now. It looks ridiculous, but even just doing this will get you used to the motion of what you need to do when you're popping your ollie. So just look like a fool, like I do, for a while, and it'll probably help you. Another thing is a lot of people, they don't really know that feeling of kicking their board and using that to flip it. It kind of seems real alien to them. So here's something that kind of helped me. If you just leave your board like this, just kick it and flip it. Like that. That's all you need to do is practice that. So kind of like that. All you need to do is hold your board here, kick it, and get it to flip. So once you feel kind of comfortable with that, start by trying to get your board to flip and jumping off. Just try and make sure your board flips in the air. You can land next to it, you can land with your feet on both sides of it, or once you're feeling good, you should try and land with one foot on the board. Either way, just get comfortable hopping, flipping, and that, like this. Even that's huge. Getting your board to flip like that is a big step, and even that takes a long time. You can do that, or you can land with your feet on both sides of the board. It kind of helps you keep your weight over the board, just like that. And once you're feeling really comfortable with it, try and pop it, flip it, and land with one foot on. It can be your front foot, it can be your back foot, whatever's more comfortable. If you can at least get one foot on, you're gonna be feeling good. Wow! So a lot of people kind of flip their board and land too quickly, like this. And I know it can kind of feel sometimes like there's no possible way I can stay in the air long enough for my board to flip underneath me, but that's gonna change. And it just means you have to jump a little higher and flip your board a little faster, but that's all gonna come with practice. You just need to get comfortable with it and it'll work out for you, I promise. All right, so that's all I have to tell you in terms of tips and strategies in order to get your board to flip, in order to stay over it. But honestly, the thing that worked for me more than anything else is just watch people kickflip. Study footage of kickflips, especially in slow-mo. Watch where their feet are positioned, watch how their feet move in the air. Just study footage, go frame by frame. That's what I did. Not only that, but yeah, you watch this video, tutorial how to kickflip, watch more. Watch a ton of tutorials. All this information is just out there on the internet. Absorb all that information. Use all of that information and kind of generate your own strategy that's comfortable for you. So I hope this helped you out in some way. Thank you so much for watching. If it did, please subscribe to my channel. I put out more videos here all the time. And also let me know in the comments below if there's another trick that you want help learning that you're kind of struggling with. Please tell me and I'll make another video. I'll try and help you learn whatever tricks you guys want to. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Jason. Get out there, keep practicing, and get those kickflips.